She didn't know safety. Every time a hand reached for her, she braced for pain, because that's all she'd ever known. Locked away, treated like a thing, not a person. So when the human knelt beside her, his touch gentle, his voice soft, she froze. Not in fear, but in confusion. He didn't hurt her. He didn't demand anything. He only brushed her tangled hair from her face and whispered, "You're safe now." And in that moment, something inside her began to heal. The cell door hissed open with a whisper of hydraulics, just enough to make her ears twitch. She didn't move, not even a breath. Her body remained curled into itself like a wounded animal, thin arms wrapped around her knees, head bowed, hiding her face behind a curtain of matted silver hair. The overhead lights in this part of the ship were dim, on purpose, because she recoiled from brightness. Her eyes, once said to glow like starlight, had long dulled beneath bruises and fear. When footsteps approached, slow and careful, her body shuddered. She knew that rhythm, it always came with pain. But this one stopped. Just beyond reach. No barked commands. No grabbing. No cold restraints. Only silence, except for the sound of his breath, steady, human. "I'm not here to hurt you," he said, and she flinched anyway. Words were meaningless. Too many had spoken kindness before the cruelty came. So she stayed still, heart hammering behind her ribs like a trapped creature. A soft metallic thud touched the floor beside her, a ration bar. Sealed. Untouched. A small bottle of water. She looked at them through the corner of one eye. She didn't reach. Not yet. Hunger gnawed at her, but fear bit deeper. The man knelt, but didn't move closer. "You can eat when you're ready," he said, voice rough, not from malice, but from use, like someone who'd shouted a lot at the universe and lost. She didn't know why, but the sound didn't sting. When he finally stood and stepped back, the cell door slid shut, without locking. She heard the click of the safety override disengaging. He'd left it open, trusted her not to run. She didn't. She was too used to cages. The next day he returned. Again, no harsh tone, just the same quiet presence, another offering left beside her. The water was cold this time. He'd chilled it for her. On the fourth day, she finally spoke, just one word, her voice a broken whisper. "Why?" The human looked up from where he sat against the wall, legs stretched out, eyes weary but clear. "Because no one else did," he said. That answer didn't make sense. It didn't need to, but it stayed in her chest. That night, she reached for the ration bar and ate. Days passed. The bruises on her arms faded, but the ones inside her still throbbed. She'd been trained not to ask, not to hope, not to exist unless summoned. Yet the human kept coming back. He brought a blanket once, soft, not scratchy. When he laid it near her, she recoiled as his hand accidentally brushed hers. Her eyes widened, body stiffened, just for a second. But his expression didn't harden, didn't smirk like the others. He looked sorry. That stunned her more than the touch. He never asked her name. She didn't remember it anyway. She only remembered the number they used. He never said it. He never spoke to her like property. Instead, one morning, he came in carrying a small brush. She shrank into the corner, alarmed. But he didn't force it. He sat cross-legged and gently held the brush in his lap. "When you're ready," he said. The brush sat there for 2 days untouched. On the third, she inched forward, slow as winter thaw. Her trembling hand reached for it, but paused. She looked at him, searching. His face remained patient. She held it like it might explode. Her hand moved, shakily, through her own hair. It hurt, knots tearing, strands catching. She winced. And then his hand reached forward. She froze. Every muscle locked. But the hand didn't grab her. It touched the brush. "May I?" he asked. Her throat burned. Her voice rasped. "Why?" His eyes didn't flinch. "Because you deserve to feel gentle hands." That made something behind her ribs crack. Slowly, she nodded. His hand moved, carefully, the brush sweeping through strands that hadn't felt care in years. She waited for the pain, but it didn't come. His movements were patient, deliberate, pausing when she winced, continuing when she nodded. And then, his fingers touched her scalp, not harshly, but like she was sacred. Her breathing hitched. Her eyes watered. "You're safe now," he whispered. That broke her. A sound left her mouth, not quite a sob, but almost. Her eyes closed. And she leaned into his touch. Just a little. That night, she slept curled in the blanket, the brush held gently in her fingers. No chains. No fear. And when she dreamed, it wasn't of pain. It was of a warm hand brushing starlight strands from her face, and a voice that said, for the first time, she was more than something to survive.